Welcome back to Umineko, Legend of the Golden Witch. In the last part, Kyrie went all Ace Attorney on us, and I'm starting to have a fanboy of her, because I'm trying to be a fanboy of her, because she's pretty cool. And in this part, Natsushi could be found in the dimming light hallway. Now and then, the thunder would crash, but that had no effect on Natsushi's expression. Her expression was completely worn out. The discussion that had just taken place between the relatives in the dining hall was repeating itself inside Natsushi's head. Beatrice has been claiming that in addition to the gold, all the inheritance and the property of the family would be given to the person who could solve the riddle. In other words, she planned to undermine the absolute guarantee that Krauss, as the older brother, had to succeed the family head. Ordinarily, who is calling my ass? Not answering, Papa. Ordinarily, the other siblings had absolutely no chance to succeed the head. To them, this proposal by Beatrice was extremely desirable. It was obvious that they would accept Beatrice's proposal. There was no need to play that clumsy detective game. She knew that this so 19-person Beatrice couldn't exist. Naturally, Beatrice was nothing more than a fictional character used to make a message that Kenzo had written himself. The proof was that Kenzo remained stubbornly neutral as to that letter's reliability, I guess. He was completely ignoring these records claimed that he shouldn't be able to ignore, that he had given up the head's ring. In short, Kenzo had wordlessly admitted that the letter held his own message. Most likely, one of the servants had given Maria the letter. Kenzo probably worked out an elaborate plan where the dress from the portrait would be prepared. And someone, probably Shannon, would be made to wear it and deliver the letter in the umbrella. By doing that, he could make it seem like the witch from the portrait actually existed. No, if anything, from that alone, all you can conclude that Kenzo was behind all of this. In that case, it was the same as Kenzo trying to butt in on the siblings' private discussion. Then Kenzo, by announcing that he would give everything to the person who would solve this riddle, could weaken Krauss' overwhelming advantage. No, it was certain. Kenzo had listed it on the siblings' discussion in the parlor that day, so he had known that Krauss had staved off the attacks by the other three, and to make the scale of the battle go better in the balance, he had sent out this strange letter which benefited the other three. He was trying to push his crazy theories so that Rosa, who had a weak position among the siblings because of her age, and even Rudolph, could join together, and with that 3 against 1 could overwhelm Krauss yet again. And by doing that, he could give them the power to resell what they had once been a newly decided conflict. They had known started repeatedly pressing Krauss to pay them a large amount of money. Using the condition that all the siblings would guarantee Krauss the succession to the family head, talk about the advantage payment which would have been denied, which had once been denied, was brought back up again. Of course, even without the story about the family gold, usually a family's store of wealth was vast. Just that store was worth more than enough by itself. Even if the hidden gold was buried forever along with Kenzo's death, there would be more than enough to satisfy. Therefore, even if they weren't that interested in the gold itself, Kenzo had managed to install a long life fear that, on the off chance that someone had found the gold, that person would be granted the position of family head. This kind of Achilles heel would definitely be taken advantage of by someone sooner or later. The only person with this fatal weakness was the successor of the head, Krauss. The other siblings have found. No, they had been told by Kenzo about something that only Krauss could lose, and they had thoroughly been taken advantage of that. Ducci, as Krauss' only ally in his painful position, and his wife wanted to fight alongside him, she kept trying to explain to him that the existence of the gold itself was a farce, and that there was no need for him to compromise. Krauss had already told Natsushi. He had told all the siblings. He always said the hidden gold was nothing more than the illusion created by Kenzo. Therefore, Natsushi had believed that as his wife, and that foundation had supported her husband. Even so, Natsushi's words didn't reach Krauss. Even though Natsushi had fought so hard and lent all of her strength, he continued to fight by himself and was trying to compromise with the other 3 siblings. Natsushi silently and weakly wondered why she could not be of use to him and started getting angry. It happened when everyone decided to take a short break to cool their heads. Natsushi flared up against Krauss. Enraged, she had asked why she could not be useful to him. He had then told her that he wanted to talk about something and invited her into a room that she would normally not allowed to enter. That room had been sealed in a heavy locking padlock, yes. And just looking at it had given her an uncomfortable feeling. Man, you better not be sucking dick. There's no reason for that to worry about what's the free or even though Spirit Burden calls down Beatrice said. After all, the ghost is a root created by father. There's no way that something that could be found. You will definitely be said to the family. What are you afraid of? Krauss moved the padlock on the door. He then motioned for Natsushi to enter. Enter? What is this? There's something I want to show you. This is the first time I've shown it to anyone. There's his dick. Jessica's adopted. She's not. Natsushi timidly opened the door with a dubious expression on her face. It was pitch black. She reached for a switch to turn on the light, but since it was the first time in the room, she didn't know where it was. Krauss entered behind her, pushing her in, and when he closed the door behind, turning on the lights, the two were swallowed up by the darkness. Before turning on the light, only the sound of Krauss locking the door rang out through the dark. What are you doing? The lights! I am turning them on. Wait. Just as he said, when Krauss pushed a switch on the wall, flickering light turned on and lit up the room. That is... Natsushi had her breath taken away. The room had no windows, and at a glance it appeared to be empty. In the middle of the room, a small round table had been set, and the lights brightened only that table as if it were the leading part in a play. On top of the table, a red tablecloth of elaborate design had been set out, covered with dust. And on top of that, something about the size of a grown man's arm had been set down. That something took Natsushi's breath away. It's the gold! It's real? Dang. It's a gold coin of pure purity. Without this, no one would believe in the weight of the gold. It was an ingot of solid... Dang. Wait, 99.99. Oh, wait. Let's look at that. That's cool. It's got the symbol, and it's got 99 problem, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me! Don't hit me, actually. It was an ingot of solid gold. Even the fan-light sparkled with a noble and dignified gold glint. This is not a proper ingot. I don't even know whether it was cast inside or outside the country. It took a high level of skill to make the purest of solid gold ingots. In order to verify that purity, I thought it said purify that purity. It was standard to have the original foundry and the name of the bank had guaranteed and printed on the gold. However, this ingot did not have that kind of seal. This mysterious gold bar had come from an unknown foundry. Look here. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's just a bar of gold. Me and my penis. Natsushi finally crossed his word. Timmy approached the ingot. Right there. Krauss pointed served of the ingot. Natsushi concentrated on the section. Right there was the thin imprint of the one-winged eagle crest. Natsushi's breath was taken away once again. That's right. This is the legendary ingot that father had said he received from the witch. At the presence of Marusu witness and was allowed to select at random to take back with him. That gained the trust of the fixtures in the business world. I had to use all possible means to find it. I found it before the other siblings could. How could they? Wait a minute. Where the fire gold is? It actually exists. The gold that Yushimio Kenzo received from Beasters actually exists. Damn, Krauss, you're pretty gangsta making it right. Well. He just like froze it. I make it rain. He froze up the gold. Oh, that hurt my head. Oh, that was funny. Where's Maria? I want to throw that at her, little bitch. How could it really exist? Natsushi was shocked. Krauss had always said that Kinzo's gold was just a fabrication, so she had believed that as his wife. However, the reality was different. Since he had definite proof, he had been more certainly than any other assuming that the legend's gold was true. Because his Krauss was deeply frightened at the possibility that someone other than himself would find the gold that he had failed to find, cost him everything. But Natsushi's truth was more than enough to split open her heart. She had thought that across his wife, she should be as close as confident, which was why she had been selfishly supporting him. And yet, he had hid this fact from her until today. Why? Huh? Have I been so undeserving of your trust? I didn't mean it like that. It was only that there was no need to mention it. Is that as a why I mean to you? Calm down. Becoming passionate easily is one of your bad habits. You don't want to make me like that, aren't you? I've been supporting you as a wife, now married to in the family. Girl. For your sake, I threw away my family I was born into. I've been offering up my heart and my body to salve you. And in return, what is this? How could... girl, hold my purse, I'ma slap his ass. Krauss grimaced, looking annoyed. The president eventually communicated how much he disliked his partner Natsushi. He don't look like I will be any use to you in a mall. Wait, I need some. Wow, Krauss. That's fine. I can resolve the trouble with my siblings by myself. I don't need your help. Wow. There's no sex for you. I mean, she's pretty hot. That's wrong! This is usually a family problem. It's the truth. I'm not permitted to have a family crime print on my bio. But I am still your wife. Even so, are you saying I'm not capable of helping you? Are you not my homeboy? I especially wouldn't want you to risk getting you involved. It would probably make your headaches even worse than they are now. Take a race for today. The siblings will deal with the siblings' problem. It has nothing to do with you. This is all. And then he left the room and she began to finger herself, cause, girl, I thought she'd do it. A dull headache tormented Natsushi. No matter what medicine she took, no matter what scent she burned, it wouldn't heal. On the other hand, by standing there alone in a dim, light corner, her head filled with the sound of the rain, she felt like the pain had softened a little. Even if I'm Natsushi, I am not Jimmy Natsushi. As a barroom, I am despised, and I'm beautiful not being able to take care of that. Even so, I've tried to properly perform the duty of a wife, but I've been rejected by my husband. Girl. I did my best as though raising my daughter was my last job left to me. Held my anger and sad, having no place to go. Called me to subconsciously strained out relationship too. But I've been extremely betraying Jessica's education. I am thoroughly disliked by her. Jessica's strive for not being interested in anything but a grade. Man, this is no longer anything I can do for the usual on me a family. No, that's no good. Even so, I must help. The head won't be around much longer. Stupid fucking chair. It went back, and that's why I jumped and it. Okay, I'll fix you, chair. The head won't be around for much longer. Eventually, Krauss will succeed the head, and then the next successor will be Jessica. But Strick was big in the man and went to the town by marriage. Jessica will become the next head, but it all comes to the next thing. I have to make Jessica an egg successful. Who anyone will accept the word take off just me a family. Another day to come, now green shoots for Eva. Probably trying to find some fault with my main family so day. If I'll go to plan, Jessica will be dragged down protecting with George in her place. It is regrettable, but George is a man and even more matured as a person. Compared to Jessica, who is in rival a middle of a rebellious period and whose grades are slightly below idiot. It can be seen as a glance at what more faces succeed ahead. So in order to secure Jessica's mission, I need to turn her into an excellent person. After doing that, I want to find her an element word of every person she'll become and have some sweet honey sex. A wonderful man will truly accept Jessica and stay with her through all her life, so I will. Pick me, please. Jessica's amazing. I don't love her. But well, I mean, I'm not going to discuss this anime crushies. What was that? Was that Jessica trying to entrust her daughter with fulfilling some kind of desire of her own? Then she thought back to the days when she had no choice but marriage to her family because of that unavoidable fate. She had tried to block that from her memory. She had consciously forgotten that and had actively attended to the life she had been given at Ishimi and Natsushi, and had built up a new life. But it felt like, just now, all of that had been casually rejected. How should I think as I don't live my life? I don't know. Natsushi helplessly rested her head against the glass of the window. The glass, which was the coolest thing to the raindrops beating against it, was somehow refreshing, even though it should have been emotionless. Right then, it seemed to be the only thing that could understand Natsushi. I understand you, Natsushi. You my homegirl. At that point, even if someone had appeared, Natsushi probably wouldn't even have cared in the state she was in. But she did care, because it was her beloved daughter. Mother, what are you doing? Oh, it's you, Mom. What are you doing here? I thought you were a ghost. Just always, her words were rough and not at all like girls. Because she's a tomboy. Can't you tell? She's a stereotypical tomboy that needs to be in every TV show. It doesn't actually, because they're fucking annoying. Instinctively, words of rebuke rose to Natsushi's throat. However, those strength gave out and they didn't escape her lips. Jessica, I'm sorry. Mom's headache is awful. Please leave me be. Really? Jessica was slightly disconcerted when she first spotted her mother's feebleness. Up until now, she had been filled with contempt for all of the parents, including her mother. But now, only a tiny bit of those feelings remained. All of it wiped out by her mother's completely exhausted face. In its place, the word that George had been told, why can't I read today? Jesus, man. Had told her flowed back up in her head. The parents were doing their best in their own way, and since they were supporting their family, they couldn't afford to keep everything pleasant, and had a heavy responsibility to fight. Couldn't her mother have been more staying around in its dimly lit hallway because no one had tried to understand that? Jessica didn't like her mother, so it would be hard to give her mother with her kindness, even if she looked a little frail. Therefore, when she tried to talk to her mother kindly anyway, she had to gather up the words from deep in her heart, both fists clenched.
Yeah, it looks like you really have your hands full of that decision. Man, it had nothing to do with you. We'd go somewhere else. Is your headache bad? Should I get some medicine? You don't have to trouble yourself. I might as well. Please leave me by myself.
Jessica was not being unsociable. She just wanted her daughter to go far away so that she didn't have to bump into Natsushi's own short temper. Girl, leave a sister be, cause she about to snap, crackle, and pop. Girl. There was no chance that her intention would reach Jessica.
Yes.
Jessica hung her head, looking sad.
I just wanted to grope you.
Looking at that expression, now she realized that Jessica was trying to muster up the strength to be kind to her mother. She gave her head a small shake to drive away her own unkind feelings.
Then I'll leave. I'll be with my other cousins so I don't get in the way of the adults. See you later. Ugh, girl.
Wait here! She called Jessica, trying to leave, and looked lonely to a stop.
Why?
Thank you for being considerate. It isn't good for me to go to sleep and leave you alone.
Don't talk like that. You'll bring bad luck.
Really? Now you're thinking of bad luck?
You will worry about me. I'm afraid. I'm alright now. I will go. If I standing on my feet with friend would totally make my daughter feel more uncomfortable.
Thinking this, Natsushi gave Jessica a word of gratitude and made to depart. This time, Jessica got out to her mother's back. Natsushi stopped and turned around, asking what business Jessica had with her. Jessica herself didn't know why she had stopped her mother. And for a while, she smiled wearily, muttering to herself as if she hesitated or what to say. She was poking around her pocket, and when her hand touched her, she took it out.
Hey, Mom, I was given a charm today. What was it? A charm against magic? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to hang it from your doorknob, was it? I forgot. There's no reason for me to have it, so I'm giving it to you.
It was the scorpion charm that Maria had given her that day at the beach. That day. Although she had heard of its various effects from Maria right now. I thought that was a period. Right now, Jessica's mind was blank, and she was just barely able to say that much. Jessica, thinking her mother probably wouldn't accept it anyway, immediately drew back that hand she had struck out, grasping the charm. So when Natsushi came back to take it, she was extremely shocked.
What is this? Some kind of giveaway? Well, I think it's something like that. You couldn't really accept a charm that looks like a toy to be effective.
But the mother grabbed that hand and accepted the scorpion charm.
Thank you. I'll take good care of it. Sometimes doing an exchange, why don't I give you a charm that pointed me when I was a child? It's not like that's why I gave it to you. I'm not the Runde mother. But anyway, if you really think so.
I will rest for now. My head gets awful. I'm trying not to stay up too late.
Sure. I'll have sex with Callan.
Now she put the charm away in her pocket and turned away. She then disappeared in the dark hall. Come on, do the crack. Do you like the freaking clock crack? Weird ass transition. It looks like the weather will be like this all day tomorrow after all. Oh well, it's not like a lie earlier today. Okay, I heard that. George and I were killing time in the front of the parlor television. At that point, Jessica returned. Her face was still blank, but it looked like she had calmed down a little since she had left.
Is Maria still in front of the portrait?
Nope. She had just come back, and she's sleeping over there on the sofa. It is getting pretty late for her. Looking at the clock, it was a little past 10 p.m. If we were going to stay up all night, it was about time to head back to our room.
My mother had a room prepared for us in the mansion for the time being, but what do we do? Have sex.
I think I'd rather head back to the guest house. Judging my parents' appearance, I think it would be better if we weren't in the mansion. I agree. It feels like they're telling us kids to mind our own business, stay out of our way. Let's do that, like good little boys and girls. After we discussed that, Rosa came into the parlor. She was looking over her restless. She was looking over restlessly, probably trying to find Maria. Rosa, if you're looking for Maria, she's over there on the sofa. Thank you. My, she's out cold. You must move her to a bed. If you would like, I'll carry you over to the bed. Thank you, that'd be wonderful. Will all of you return to the mansion? Or will you stay in the room that Sushi had prepared?
We were just talking about that. We had decided to head back to the guest house.
Really? Then I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking Maria with you. I think it will be much more comforting if all of you cousins are together. It seemed that in the shadow behind those words, there was some regret that the adult, herself included, had deeply hurt Maria's feelings. Leave it to us, Aunt. After all, we do have an expert at comforting Maria with us. Are you talking about me? I couldn't do it myself. We need everyone. Really? You can't lift up a little girl?
That's right.
Wait a minute. I think I just remember what scene happens after this scene, and it's pretty freaking good.
That's right. Battler, weren't you the one who hit it off with Maria when you were messing around earlier?
As we said this, Rosa smiled, looking truly happy. Thank you, everyone. It looks like our meeting will last until very late. Therefore, I'm sorry for the burden, but I'll be counting everyone for Maria's sake. Hey, Maria, did you have a good sleep? We're going back to the guest house, and we have Beatrice with us. Maria muttered something in distance and fell back asleep. It looked like she was sleeping deeply.
She's really out cold. It'd be bad to wake her.
Right, I'll carry her. Do you even lift, bro? Maria's body was much lighter than it looked. George picked her up and pulled her over his back. It was raining hard outside, and Brother couldn't hold an umbrella and carry Maria at the same time. It looked like Rosa would come with as far as the guest house to help out. However, when she heard Krauss' voice count, she nodded stern. Sister, come back. We're going to have Twister sex. And we're just going to play Twister, you know. That's too bad. I have to go back now. Is everyone returning to the guest house? After we left the hall on the way to the entrance, the door to the server room opened and Shannon stepped out. It has become very dark, so allow me to guide you. My boobs have flashlights on. That would be great, Shannon. George is going to carry Maria there. Could you hold an umbrella for him? Yes, certainly. Shannon brought umbrellas for each of us and a flashlight to guide the way. I love that rain effect. As we opened the front door, the downpour is quite terrific. Or terrific? No, terrific. It looked like we wouldn't have any spare time to make a pleasant walk into the nighttime rose garden. Bro, is she too heavy? You want me to carry her? It's alright. I can always carry Maria. I'm truly grateful. Please take care of Maria.
Right, we understand. In that case, good night.
And then I will see them over and return here.
Yes, please. Where's the saw? Maria, I'm sorry for everything. Wait, Maria. I'm sorry for everything. Rosa's mumbling voice didn't reach the person in question, nor anyone else, but disappeared beneath the sound of the rain. Just rain? Okay. Like, what is this rain? I love that rain, like the rain effect. That's really freaking good. After coming through the rainy rose garden, we arrived at the guest house. This finally applied for Mr. Maria Carrier. They'd be able to rub Jessica's used breath all over my arm.
That's not the way I did it. It's a misunderstanding. It's not my fault. It's the circumstances. And then I found if I didn't, George would get...
Oh no, you're the one gonna get all wet, little gear.
Come on, quit bowing, go in.
After being noted by Jessica, Shannon folded up her umbrella and went to the guest house.
Has everyone gotten their clothes? What? Oh, anyone? I can bring some towels if you want.
You don't need to worry about us that much. Sneak it, Shannon. Shannon? What? Shannon? No, it's Shannon. Jeez.